Magdala is beside the sea, and here the teachers taught. A man obsessed, and who was blind and dumb, which is to say, speechless, was brought, and Jesus spoke the word, and lo, look, the evil spirits went away. The man spoke out, his eyes were opened and he saw. This was the greatest work that men had seen the Master do, and they were all amazed. The Pharisees were there, and they were full of jealous rage, yes, full of jealous rage. They sought a cause whereby they might condemn. They said, "Yes, it is true that Jesus does a multitude of mighty works, but men should know that he is leagued with Beelzebub, the lord of filth. He is a sorcerer, a black magician of the Simon Saras type. He works as Jans and as Jambers did in Moses' day. For Satan, prince of evil spirits, is his stay by night and day, and in the name of Satan he casts the demons out, and in his name he heals the sick and raises up the dead." But Jesus knew their thoughts. He said to them, "You men are masters, and you know the law. Whatever is arrayed against itself must fall. A house divided cannot stand. A kingdom warring with itself is brought to naught, nothing. If Satan casts the devil out, how can his kingdom stand? If I, by Beelzebub, cast devils out, by whom do you cast devils out? But if I, in the holy name of God, cast devils out, and make the lame to walk, the deaf to hear, the blind to see, the dumb to speak, has not God's kingdom come to you?" The Pharisees were dumb, were speechless, they answered not. As Jesus spoke, a messenger approached and said to him, "Your mother and your brothers wish to speak with you." And Jesus said, "Who is my mother, and my brothers, who are they?" And then he spoke a word aside unto the foreign masters and the 12, and he said, "Behold, men recognize their mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers here in flesh, but when the veil is rent and men walk in the realms of soul, the tender lines of love that bind the groups of fleshly kin and families will fade away. Not that the love for anyone will be the less, but men will see in all the motherhood, the fatherhood, the sisterhood, the brotherhood of man. The family groups of earth will all be lost in universal love and fellowship divine." Then to the multitudes he said, "Whoever lives the life and does the will of God is child of God and is my mother, father, sister, friend." And then he went aside to speak to mother and his other kindred in the flesh. But he saw more than these, the maiden who once thrilled his very soul with love, a love beyond the love of any fleshly kin. Who was the sorest tempter in the temple Heliopolis beside the Nile, who sang for him the sacred songs, was there. The recognition was of kindred souls, and Jesus said, "Behold, for God has brought to us a power men cannot comprehend, a power of purity and love. To make more light the burdens of the hour, to be a balm for wounded souls. To win the multitude to better ways by sacred song and holy life. Behold, for Miriam who stood beside the sea and sung the song of victory when Moses led the way, will sing again. And all the choirs of heaven will join and sing the glad refrain. Peace, peace on earth, goodwill to men." And Miriam stood before the waiting throngs and sang again the songs of victory, and all the people said, "Amen."